We are taught to understand history as Chronos, a continuous, linear flow of time, a timeline that can be measured, predicted, and managed. We count years by GDP growth, election cycles, military budgets, and demographic curves. In this worldview, history is a spreadsheet. If we understand the data of the past, we believe we can control the future. But this is an illusion. The ancients knew something we have forgotten. They distinguished between Chronos, the time that passes, and Kairos, the time that happens. Chronos is quantity. Kairos is meaning. Chronos moves forward. Kairos breaks in. And geopolitics has never been ruled by Chronos. It has always been ruled by Kairos. Today's global order is collapsing not because of a single war, a single crisis, or a single decision, but because we are living inside a prolonged end time. This is not merely a political crisis. It is an ontological crisis of time itself. The modern international system is a prisoner of Chronos. Institutions, treaties, alliances, and diplomatic rituals are all built on the assumption that time is stable, manageable, and postponable. If we delay conflict, we believe we prevent it. If we stretch negotiations long enough, we assume reality will bend. But as Heraclitus warned more than 2,000 years ago, everything flows. You cannot step into the same river twice, because the river and you are no longer the same. The Westphalian world order believes in maintenance, but maintenance is not stability. Maintenance is often just postponed collapse, NATO expansion, BRICS enlargement, security doctrines, balance of power calculations. All of these are treated as linear movements on a geopolitical chessboard, step by step, year by year. But linear thinking is blind to rupture. It cannot see the moment when the board itself shatters. Chronos exhausts empires. They grow tired maintaining a status quo that no longer exists. And while the world measures time in summits and communiques, Kairos approaches silently. Here we encounter the disturbing clarity of Carl Schmitt, the sovereign. He wrote, "Is he who decides on the exception. This is not merely a legal statement. It is a temporal one. The sovereign is not the one who follows the rules of Chronos. The sovereign is the one who recognizes Kairos the moment when rules collapse and decision replaces procedure. History does not change gradually. It changes all at once. Empires fall not after decades of decline, but after a single decisive moment, a miscalculated invasion, a technological rupture, a financial implosion, a political hesitation at the wrong second, artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons, cyber warfare, sudden realignments. These are not evolutionary developments. They are temporal weapons. They compress decades into moments. They suspend law, precedent, and expectation. The world is discovering a brutal truth. The rules are rewritten in the blink of an eye. Those who wait for confirmation perish. Those who act in Kairos dominate. Theologically, we are living in what is called the catechon, the force that holds back the end. In geopolitical terms, this role has historically been played by the global hegemon, the power that restrains total chaos by maintaining order. But what happens when the catechon begins to decay? What happens when the power that once restrained collapse now feeds on it? This is why the modern world feels permanently apocalyptic. Climate catastrophe, nuclear escalation, economic collapse, civilizational fracture. We are not afraid because these things are inevitable, but because they feel imminent. We are living in the meanwhile, not stability, not collapse, but suspension. This is not the absence of order. It is the transition between two orders of being. And transitions are always violent. To be wise today is not to predict timelines. It is to sense thresholds. To be what Martin Heidegger called a shepherd of being means to stop worshiping the clock and start listening to the world's silences. Headlines belong to Chronos. Tectonic shifts belong to Kairos. Wisdom is the ability to distinguish noise from destiny. True geopolitics is no longer about who controls the most land, the most oil, or the most currency reserves. It is about who has the ontological courage to act when the rupture comes. The end of the world is not the end of existence. It is the end of an illusion. The illusion that time is neutral. The illusion that progress is guaranteed. The illusion that tomorrow will resemble today. The global order is not ending because of a war or an economic crash. It is ending because the time of Chronos has run out. We are standing at the threshold of a new Kairos, a decisive moment where a new world is being born through the cracks of the old. The future will not belong to those who manage systems, but to those who recognize the moment. So the final question is not political. It is existential. Are you watching the clock? Or are you feeling the wind? Are you trapped in the linear logic of the past? Or are you ready for the decisive moment to deepen your understanding of the world and reclaim your sovereignty as a thinker? Subscribe to Philosophical Logos, like this video, and join our journey toward the truth.